So guys, welcome back to day 2 on the build. That's me tripping over my scrap pile there. As you can see, it's quite large. So this is where we left it yesterday. Had a bit more of a tidy up on the inside to the previous owner's cables, but they're the same as mine, so I'll be using them. Give it a good clean out. Still wants a bit more of a in-depth detail, just get it a quick over really. Did that in the back as well. This is where we're at mechanics wise. We still need to pull that sill. We do have an alloy being delivered today, but I am going to pull that sill with this on, just in case the clamp I've got scratches it, because it probably will. We did get our new leg installed. I'm waiting on a 21mm spanner because I didn't have one. That was Swan Neck. Had a 22. That did the job for getting it off, but I want to make sure that's nice and tight in there because it's just the one bolt holding that to the top of the car. Well, this suspension tower. But we did get our drop link in. Did get the new inner track rod in. New bottom arm that came with this leg. That's all on. Drive shaft should be here today. I've got the track rod end in my other car, so I'll get those on today, and then that'll be this side done. Hopefully we can get a tyre on, or two, one for the other side as well, and then that will be the mechanicals sorted. We still need to sort this headlight, but we do have some parts in order from Skoda Parts over in the Czech Republic, because the dealership seemed to be a bit confused when I asked them for headlight repair tabs, and they were available on Skoda Parts. But yeah, bonnet still alright. Still waiting on the front bumper to come in. The fog light, that should be here today. Still waiting on that fog light trim. Grille should be here soon. I did splash out as well on a new radar sensor cover there, although I did find it lodged up against the radiator, so I should have really checked that a bit harder. But it was that colour, so it blended in quite well. We do have an incorrect bolt at this front portion of the headlight here as well, so we are going to address that. But the first thing that I'll crack on with today is getting the air filter done. Break into it nice and simple. We've got both front wheels to come back off. They want copper greasing on the wheel mating surface, just for easy removals should we need to in the future. And when that's sorted, the mechanicals move on to the rear brakes, look at the battery, look at some VCDS coding, and then look at stripping the interior. Let's get to it. So as you can see, our battery is proper toast. Yeah, that won't even hold a charge. We have jump started the car, we've verified that the car runs, everything's sweet with that, everything works electrically. That battery's just dead. We do have another one inside my other car again, but we are going to have to code that because of the battery monitoring system. But this is the air filter, which is an SO342 by Bosch. Never go for the cheapest filter, always go somewhere mid-range on a non-performance car like this, but it's looking like we've got 4 tabs, 1 breather hose, and we might get away with leaving that on, although it doesn't seem that flexible, so we might also have to remove that. Easy job though. So I'm going to crack into it and see what's what with taking this air filter out. And there we have it, first job of the day is done. So we've got 2 spring clips, one here, one here. You've got a breather hose that just pulls off. Then you can remove this entire unit. It's only got 2 push fittings like the old engine covers used to have. You got a tube there, recommend taking that off so you don't snap it. On the underside there's 2 Phillips head screws. Just take them out, you've got 4 clips. Take those off, the unit will come apart. You can change the air filter. Now this one looks like it was done very recently, but I noticed it's got a blueprint on there. I've never heard of that brand. Obviously we've got a Bosch filter, so yeah, out with that. Stick with trusted parts, at least I do anyway, for the most part anyway. Cheers, on to the next. So guys, I've removed the battery, and all that took was one 13mm Obviously I've got nice easy access because of the missing headlight, and you got 10 mils for your battery terminals. So one thing to pay attention to, you are going to have to code this new one in, because it is going to have to learn this battery. So you want to just make sure you've got the specifications from this new battery. So you do go into VCDS, you can plumb that in and the car can relearn the battery. I know, crazy innit? A battery's a battery, but apparently not anymore. When I did move this one, that indicator went back to black. Yeah, I ain't touching that. That's had a proper knock. That the battery itself was cocked to one side. I like a new battery. I'm in here, why not? Obviously this one you can see it's got the nice green indicator, meaning it's A-OK. So we're going to throw this one in, but I'm not going to connect it up just yet, just because I want to do the VCDS coding once I've got all the mechanicals done on the car. And there we have it. That is the battery changed. So 113 again, 10 2 mils. I've left the negative off. I don't know why, but I've always been taught you can connect the positive, you're all good. Just if you take one on and off, use the negative. So we've got that out of the way. Just clip the positive cover back on there, just to make sure that cannot go anywhere near that battery terminal. But that's bolted in, and we have reused the original battery warmer sock thing. Don't know if it's on the right way around, but it's on. So guys, we've had some parts deliveries. We now have a drive shaft here with intact CV boots, which is what I like. So I'm going to undo the lower arm from this strut, stick the drive shaft in. Now if you're using a new nut, I think this is 210 newton meters, back it off and then 50. That just sounds bizarre, so we'll just tighten that up nice and tight. The 210 stretch tighten method, and then these rear ones here, these 12 points, they come back as 60 newton meters. So yeah, we'll crack on with that. So guys, this is where it gets a bit I've got to jump up and down and keep on the car in gear now. So torque up these M8 triple spline bolts. So as you can see there, my little way of doing that is to do them opposites like you would a wheel. Then I put a little mark. So this is the first set, so I'll put a 1, and then on the opposite side I'll put a 1. And I'll move on to the next one, I'll put a 2, and so on, just so I know that I've got every single one of those torqued up to spec. And there we have it guys, we have our drive shaft, our 12 point bolts back there, they're torqued up 60 newton meters, and then I added an unspecified amount of degrees. Look it up for your vehicle, that's all I'm going to say. And yeah, I've got the hub nut back on. I've not torqued this one yet, because I'm going to just readjust the torque wrench. And yeah, so that's all good. Just going to throw the track rod on as well, and then yeah, that's this full corner rebuilt. I'm going to do things like go in here and touch up the seam sealer, make sure there's no exposed metal anywhere and that it's all covered. I've got some wax oil, probably throw that on in all honesty, start looking at unbending some of this as well. Well, it's going to look worse before it gets better. So we've taken the seat belts out here. We will do the appropriate thing and renew those, but yeah, this is just filth down here and down there. Needs to go. So yeah, I'm going to get that hoovered out, and then we can get these seats back in, and we can start looking at these airbags as well, seat belts as well for here. So guys, moving on to taking the seatbelt out. That left hand bolt is for the bottom where the seatbelt anchors down there. Middle bolt, see there, is for the actual seatbelt housing itself, the retractor, and then we should have one more hiding up there. So we get those three out, remove this seatbelt, yeah, go from there. And just like that, I mean, apart from now having to fly in the car, we've now made some progress. We've got the top bolt out. Be aware, I'm going to have to bend my plastic trim back now. In fact, it looks like it's sprang, should be alright, but yeah, this bit here where the little airbag symbol is, there's a T20 Torx bit that goes through this and into there, and then that's that little locating plus. I didn't know that. I thought it was these metal spring clips at the rest, so I was just pulling on it, so hopefully I can get that trim back in the right spot. But yeah, it's just a simple case of unthreading it then. So I've laid my bolts out in order. It's got lower, middle, top, and I'm going to put the little airbag sign. I'll leave that with that top one, just so I know exactly what that one was for. But it seems that any of the safety devices in this vehicle rely on the M10 triple square bolt design. So making sure I've got these in the right spot, I take those back out, throw fresh ones in with some blue Loctite. 40 newton meters was the torque spec for that Tavia 3. I can't imagine it being too much different for this. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I get the seat bolted back in. Removal of this lower trim, that was fairly simple. It's just metal push clips right the way until you get to this corner here. Pop that up there, so there's a corner piece there, that bit actually there, and there's a little plastic push tab that goes in there to secure that in. So yeah, driver's seat belt out, the driver's seat back in. Obviously we've hoovered down that, and yeah, just looks so much better. Still wants a nice clean, but we're making progress, getting the defective things out, so at least now the car will say, hey, I don't have seat belts, rather than, oh, they've blown. We'll start making some more progress. Cheers. So guys, this is the end of the mechanical work for day 2. We do have a new wheel, just need to get a tyre on that. Unfortunately, apart from the drive shaft going in, there's not really any big news. Mainly because the track rod there, so the end we ordered from Euro Car Parts. Right side, everything else checks out alright, matches the part number. So the first one I got looked like the threads were stripped, like it had been opened before, and it was a return. Yeah, no good. The second one, paid online again, because that one had to be moved from a different store, and yeah, same thing. I took the old track rod end piece that I cut off from there, I took that into the store to verify whether it threaded in or not. It would not. Now it threaded into the genuine piece that I had, that I cut off, and the genuine piece fits onto that, which is a Starline inner track rod. The lady was helpful in the shop though. She pulled out one of those track rod inners and tried to match it up to that track rod end, and it still would not go. So yeah, off to GSF I guess. Bit of a shame, but yeah, so unfortunately I can't get one of those now until a couple of days time. I could go further in field and get one, but honestly it's not worth it in my opinion. Yeah, I'll just wait for one to come up local, which is, well, 2 days from now. But that does give me time to crack on with a few other things, I guess. So we have obviously pulled the seats out, get down there a vacuum, and yeah, not 100%, but a hell of a lot better. Hopefully I can start getting rid of some of that smell of the previous owner. I'm going to get the detailing brush out in a minute. Actually, they found £1.25 in this car so far, which yeah, not a splash in the ocean on what we need. Our new grill is in there as well. Had that delivered today from a breaker's yard. But yeah, we've stripped out the seat belts there and the pillar trims. Fairly straightforward. M10 bolts, one here, one holding your seatbelt tensioner reel in, and then one down at the bottom of the anchor point that comes off. These feet sit in this gap here, so you can't pull it up. Your seatbelt runs through there. That's what keeps it nice and in position for that to then come out and go over. So if you are taking that off where it says airbag on the trim here, be wary, don't just pull it thinking it's the spring clips. No, it's a T20 hiding up there. But yeah, so that's that. I mean, the sunroof, what a fantastic addition to the car, on top of the already nice spec. Yeah, but yeah, so I can start prepping the dashboard, I guess, to come out. Mrs. hasn't seen the car yet. I kind of want her to see it before I strip it out, so she kind of has an idea of it's going to be a nice car, it's going to turn out alright. I don't want us to see it, well, guess kind of how it is. I thought I'd be a bit further along by now. On this, where the tyres rubbed away the factory seam sealer, I have epoxy primed it, acid primed it, so that should bite in there nice. And then before, well, when that's dry, I'll throw some wax oil over that before putting the arch liner back in, and that should be absolutely fantastic. We've pulled this out with a pair of pliers, which, as you can see, this bit's still bulging, so that wants to come forward, and that's still creased in, so that wants to come forward. The remedy for that is that big clamp that we had delivered, but I can't pull it, because as soon as I do try and pull it now, even though the drive shaft's in, it's just going to turn this tyre and start to ruin all our new componentry. New in regards to that. Yeah, so I don't want to be doing that.